Hi guys, so today I want to try out this peekaboo set from Tonic. I bought it not too long ago. I did pick mine up through Craftstash. Right now currently they have like a bundle deal with the stamp set and the die set, and Tonic also has available, I think it's on sale right now. The pricing is obviously different in both places, but I will have the links in the description box. They will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you were to use those links to make your purchases. So thanks guys. You know, I was really curious about it. I haven't seen it in action. It just looks so cute. I was like, oh, I love this. And then some of the little images here, they show, you know, like whenever you go to look at something, a product, they have the little pictures. And I love this lotus looking one. So that's definitely what I'm going to do. I don't know that I'll need the stamp set, but I do like that the way they coordinated it. So let me open this up. So Tonic, we all know they have great dies. Again, steel dies. I get this question all the time. Any thin metal die will go through any machine that cuts thin metal dies. So you can put this in your marquee, you can put this in, you know, your Anna Griffin types or whatever, your Gemini, doesn't matter. Big Shot, Cuttlebug, all those. I don't like opening these kind of packages where it just destroys it, but I think I'm gonna have to, aren't I? Let me see, do I have something I can cut in there with? Let me look for my letter opener because I don't want to destroy this thing. I'm going to get my letter opener and slide it through in here, and that worked just as well. It's just this little lip that is actually glued, so it's not that much you have to take apart, but enough to where I didn't want to destroy it. Okay, so I'm going to bring this out. They always have this cool packaging where it has like this carrier sheet on top, and this is really thick stuff. And then they kind of slide it down here in this little area. So lots of pieces. Again, this is very typical of Tonic. They have lots of different dies. So there's lots of ways you can pair this up and you can do what you want with it. Let me move this out of the way just so it's not so shiny. So as you can see, this stamp here coordinates with this. So like if you didn't want to cut this part out, you could just use the outer die. And you already know that they always have an outer and inner, maybe another one. There's a piece in there that maybe you can remove. All kinds of things that they do. So you could just stamp it if you wanted to, or emboss, or do something else. These little guys here are for the pull tab part, and there's little arrows on that one. This one's just kind of has arrows, a little more stylized. Some little things you can, you know, stamp in there. So I don't know that I'll use the stamp set today. I think I'm going to focus on the dies, but you can do whatever you like. Very cool. I do not know what size card this is going to make because there is this panel here. When I saw this, I thought this is amazing because I could use the same panel probably for my art impressions, little flutter ones. I don't know, because this is a little bit thinner, but it'll give you an idea of what, you know, maybe we start with it. Maybe you can use it. I don't know. Maybe that's the bad idea. Who knows? But we're going to need this. And let me see something. Yeah, I was going to say, do they have instructions at all on this? So there's tons of pictures on the back of what you can do with it. But, you know, cut the base, the stem, 2 leaves, and either circular or scallop circle tab as shown below. And then you're going to need mini brads, which I have a ton anyway, but I do have some that I picked up from Art Impressions. But I have tons of mini brads, so I'll just grab some brads. And then it tells you kind of how to set it up. So it's super basic. That's the only part you need to know. And then everything else is just decorating how you want. So it seems like it comes together very quickly. This will definitely go through your marquee, which means it'll definitely go through your mini, your Empress mini, should I say. The Gemini Go, probably not. And I don't think it would go through the Gemini Mini. Let me measure this for you guys though, because I don't have the mini anymore. I sold mine. But so I don't remember the opening on that. But this is just over 3.5 by 5. Ooh, perfect. So I can still put it on a standard A2 size card. You know, that's my go-to. So 3.5 by 5. And then we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I still have to put this on a larger card base. I don't know. So I am going to pick out some colors. There is so much on here. If you look at this little corner, right? So it's like a little corner die you can do some stuff with. There's this corner die, which is just the outside of it. And then it has like a piece on the inside that you can put in or out. This one you can also go in there. These guys can go on the corner of this. You can put this on another card. You have, you know what I'm saying? You can do your own thing. All these things, even these little corners, you can put on a different card. It doesn't have to be on this card. Or even this little guy, little accent piece, you can put it on a different card. I was just wondering why this one's just a little corner. It doesn't have like another decorative piece, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just something, just another little something they added on here. They always like maximize their space, right? These are for the pull tab. This is the mechanism that we need. So I'm going to bring out the very basic things that we need. And there's this guy. And then they want you to do your 2 leaves and this circle, just so you have all the basics down. So the 2 leaves, they do have different patterns. There's a leaf, there's more of a design pattern, there's that pretty lotus, there's the flower with the outer and the inner, outer and inner. You know, this thing right here kind of sits on top. And there's different ways you can dress that up. Again, stamp it like they show here, or cut out the different pieces. So we'll get to that in a minute. But let me get the basic things. And, oh, I love that the leaves have the inner, oh, that's cool. This has its own outer die, so, or outer edge, so you don't have to like match it up at all. I'm trying to see if this one reacts the same way. Yeah, this one you would do the outer, and then you would run it again with the outer plus the inner, and then you have like the... This one doesn't show it, but then you would have a pretty piece, kind of like this, right? The little overlay to go in there. Pretty, pretty. All right, let me grab some paper, because I didn't think this far, but I do want to do the lotus, and I do want bright green, juicy colors, so I'm going to grab all that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to have these accents of green. I'm going to use this. I'm going to take a nice piece of this off, though, before I cut into that, just because I'm going to kind of copy what they're doing with their card. Just because the coloring is there, and it's pretty, and it's pretty much what I like, so... Let's pretend, let me see how deep this is. If I had it 5 1/4, because if we're gonna do standard A2, okay, perfect. And then, so I'm gonna cut this piece off. How big is this? Okay, I'm gonna keep this nicer piece over here, and I'm gonna cut different pieces from this. Oh, I also want to cut this guy down so we can get it through our marquee. We'll just go. I don't know how big this needs to be, but this is just a cream color piece of paper because I think that'd be pretty for the base part there. And also, it's kind of similar to what they got going on over there, so. All right. So I'm going to put this on here. You do not need to tape this, especially with the marquee, because you can just hold it and run it through. But I'm going to run that through. I'm going to run this guy through, these two. And they give you 2 of them because they are going to be different. I don't know if you can see the little dots that are on one and the other. They are different. So they give you one for the other instead of flipping over one, which I know sometimes we don't like to do. So I'm telling you, I'm still getting used to this new setup that I made myself, and I actually like it a lot better. Obviously, I have a lot more room in my arms here, and hopefully you guys like the angle better. I don't know. But it's kind of interesting. Okay, so I have this guy. And I'm going to run those bits through. I think that's all we need for right now. I am going to get this guy going in a minute, but I'm going to use this, the dark green, but I'll be right back. Those cut like butter. These just fell right out. Obviously, it's very basic shape. And then we have this little guy that has the little pieces. We need those little dots and the little slit area there. I'm trying to see about the leaves. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'll put these things back on my carrier, is take this little extra green piece that I just cut. I'm going to cut this guy out on this, and then these, this leaf twice. I like the look of like more of a palm kind of leaf. I'm going to do this one 2 times, and then I'll be right back. I'm just getting organized. All I did was go over there, and I knew exactly where my little brads were, so good stuff. These are all very colorful, so I thought they'll work for this project. I suppose you use any size brad because you're going to cover up the mechanism anyway, but I just want to show you how easily these things just like cut ridiculously well. Let me pop that out. There we go. Trying to get a little, actually there's a pokey hole thing we can get it out with. Just boom. Alright, and I know I have lots of little weird things hanging out here, and I have all kinds of extra stuff now. Okay, so we have this guy. And then we have, obviously, the leaves, the base leaves, and our outer leaves. And I don't know if I want to stick these down. I think what I'll do is go ahead and stick down the pretty part of my leaves. Just to get it going. I don't want to come back later and do that. So these guys, I'm assuming they go like this. So you already know, where's my glue? Glue on the back of the hand. These are big enough that I can probably just put the glue right on there too. Okay, I'll do the same thing for this other one. So this actually goes up like this, and these guys actually are going to go like this. So that little dot So they have two. That little top dot is going to go up and in here. So I am going to use some green brads, but whatever color you got is fine. Like I said, most of it gets covered up. So I'm going to go through the leaf, through this guy, and pin that down. Sometimes these painted brads, they paint them shut. So you can always get like a pokey tool and kind of try to splice in there. And then this one, also in that outer dot. And I like to show that because I know sometimes people go real fast in videos and they don't show. So it's that outer one, right? Little leaves. So cute. Okay. And so this is basically the basic thing. It's real easy. And then we're just going to string this through here. And in the pictures, I mean, it pretty much looks like that. I know sometimes we'll have instructions and then you're like, what are they even showing? But this is super basic. They're telling you those pieces, just like I showed you there, and then on the outer brad. And that's basically your basic mechanism. Everything else is extra. So this is the hard part, if you even call it that. You know, I have ordered quite a few different tonic sets I'll be reviewing, you know, coming up and stuff. But some of them are going to have a lot of steps, right? Because they make like, I like a lot of their 3 like boxes. Okay, so we're gonna put that through there and then through the hole also that's there. To me, something it's worth trying and worth doing if it looks like wow when you're done, right? If it was like a lot of work and then it's just like, eh, you know. But the tonic ones, I've always been super happy with whatever I end up with, so I'm happy about that. Like the little satchel, I know you guys want me to work on the satchel next. I've had a lot of requests and I will definitely do that. And I know that one's gonna be a little bit of work, but it's so cute. So check that out. Wow. Okay, so the paper I used is a little bit flimsy. So hopefully once this is stuck down, it won't be a problem. So what's funny about this paper is from the, what's it called? What's that company called? Spellbinders kits. And so it's basically layering paper. I didn't even think about that, to be honest. It's a little thin. It's even thinner than the Recollections paper. So hopefully, I might have to take it apart and redo that part. But you know how I am. I just won't. I think once it's stuck down, you know what I'm saying, to the card, this piece won't be able to buckle in the back. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. And also, once I've trained it, look, now it's much better. Okay, so we're good. But yeah, maybe pay attention to that whenever you make yours. Use a nice sturdy paper. So from here, we have the little pull tab. We're going to do whatever we want with. We have the flowers. So I have this light pink color and I meant to find a like dark pink color and I did not. So I had to go ahead and grab that. But what I'm going to do is cut out a few of these because in the example here, it looks like they have, oh wow, what did they do here? They switched it out, so it makes a nice contrast. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'm just going to do this because I don't know what else to do. So, I'm going to use this guy. Let me get some colors and then we'll start cutting just so I don't confuse anybody. I'll be right back. So, on this one, it does have an inner and an outer, but the inside one does not cut the outer piece. Does that make sense? I know sometimes, like on the other flower, it has its own rim. So, I'm going to cut 2 out of the, let's see, out of the bright pink, like this. Okay, both of them together like this, out of the bright pink. I'll do 2 of those. I'm going to do 1 out of the light pink like that. And then I'm going to do 2 of the light pink with just the outer, and 1 of the bright pink, just the outer. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, of course I start recording. I hear the kids opening the door upstairs. And now there's pounding. All right. So on these guys, all I'm going to do again, just like I always do, put a little glue on the back of my hand. Oop. My hand's all shiny from the glue that's been there. And just get this going. Miranda-Lou. And this should go right to the edge because it's basically the same as the outer die, right? So they're going to be exactly the same. So I'm going to do this, match up this one with this one, and this one with this one, and I'll be right back. Those guys, but while these colors are still out, we're going to do this little pull tab. And what's interesting is this guy, I love this one, this design. So I'm going to go with that guy, and then this guy, and this outer one. Okay, so let me show you right quick. This outer one I'm gonna cut from some gold paper. Here it is. It's not really gold, it's kind of more rosy gold. I don't know what you want to call this, maybe bronzish, I don't know. But I'm gonna take a little piece because I don't want to waste it. And I'm gonna cut this one, the little one with the wavy kind of circle, out of that. And then I'm gonna cut from a bright pink this, out of some bright pink paper that I still have a little scrap left here. And then out of the pink, I'm gonna do just the outer circle, okay? So I'll be right back when that's cut out. Okay. That last one popped out. And I need this pretty part. Oh, how pretty is that? Okay. So I am gonna use the tacky glue even though it might warp the pink paper. I hope not too much. And then a little bit of this guy. I probably could have lined up the pink one first, but that's okay. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry because obviously it's gonna keep moving until the tacky glue really holds on. And for this guy here, so I'm gonna bring this back, we have our little flowers. So basically this flower needs to stick to this little knob here. And then these other two in the picture are behind it. So I'm gonna stick this down, hopefully not too much glue. Don't wanna stick it to the card base or to that base that we just made. Okay, so if that's there, this one and this one should be back in here. Ooh, that's a really nice big, so pretty. Okay, I don't know how I want to do this. I'm just gonna put glue on this, I guess. Hopefully it sticks. I'll try to sandwich it. Hopefully it's holding some of that green there. And you know, maybe I'll just, yeah, that's good. Because I can kind of see what's going on underneath here. All the way up here. Okay, I like where that is. Again, if you want to mess with it a little bit, you can kind of zhuzh it a little bit. So you can see something happen because I did end up gluing it here. And that's how fast tacky glue holds on. Did you hear that? So fast. Okay, so I'll make sure that doesn't stick to my card. I'm gonna give this all a little moment to dry because we need this to dry. Everything needs to be dried. And I'll be right back. Setting up, I am going to, I'll put this to the side. We're gonna need that in a second. Take this main piece, and this is the piece that kind of hides the mechanism. And I am gonna cut this out in that pretty paper I just showed you. This stuff. Again, I'm not sure since this is out of the packaging if this is from Crafter's Companion, if it's from Spellbinders. It's just pretty bronze paper. It might even be Tonic paper because I had picked up some of theirs recently, so I'm not sure. But I'm just using this paper. And again, I can hold this. And this does have embossability in it. I'm just going to run it through, but if you want to emboss it, you know, with your marquee, you would put some, what's it called? You might want to put down some foam, and then if any other machine, you would just run it back through again with your embossing mat. Ooh, did that move a little too much? No, okay. I was gonna say, did that move? Because if it moved, no, I cut it fine. Okay. It's still got embossed a little bit because the marquee has a lot of pressure. So if you look at it real close, there's a little bit of embossing, but not too much, but you could get a little more on that. Okay, I'm gonna put this in this. And bring this back, and this guy, I'm trying to see how high up does this need to go. Oh, duh. This goes in front. Look at this, our first example, the little flower. Again, I have to hold that so that it doesn't buckle. Cute. Okay, that was our first little sneak peek. Okay, what I need to know is how far this goes up so that we know where to put this little guy. Now on this one, you could definitely put something else on the back to help reinforce it, right? Cut out the same shape, stick it on the back. I'm gonna let that hold on for a little while here. Okay, and then these guys, you're just gonna fold those back and cover it up, okay? I'm not gonna do that quite yet because I do wanna do something else for this top part, so I'll stick it down when everything's cut. I'm trying to see what they did. Not because I have to do that. You don't have to do what they did at all, obviously. But I'm just like, what are they doing? Let me see. You got the green and the gold. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down because it's going to be the base of our card. And I'm going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is 4 by 5 1/4. This is going to go on top of it right here. It's going to stick out the bottom of my card. So I don't know. I guess you could put it on a 5 by 7 or that A6 size. I don't mind that it sticks out because, like I said, I hardly ever like just send my cards in the mail. I usually give them or put them in a box with everything else. So we have that piece. I'm going to cut with this little extra piece, this thing here. Sorry, I'm trying to pull this off right here. I'm trying to see if this cuts its own thing. It has words. Let me see what the picture looks like. Okay. So I'm going to cut this green from the background die. And I'm going to cut out these words. It says, "You make me smile," from this shiny stuff, and I'll be right back. Okay. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but on my old channel, sometimes I get like stomach problems where I just am nauseated and I don't feel good. And one time, it was when we were living in Monterey, I think I lost 29 pounds. Was it 29? Almost 20. Because I just, you know, and then by the time you get to the doctor and they check you out and stuff, they're like, oh, maybe it was this, or maybe it was that, or maybe it's early Crohn's disease, or maybe, you know, oh gosh. And so right now that's just how I'm feeling. But again, I know it's because I'm nervous about Saturday, and I don't even know why I'm that nervous, to be honest. But if you watch my channel all the time, especially right now in real time, you know what I'm talking about. But I just get nervous sometimes. Anyway, let's do this. It'll be fun. As long as it's just like a little conversation, we'll have fun. But I even asked the girl, like, what do you want me to, like, what am I supposed to do? She's like, oh, have you seen the shows before? I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah, so we'll just check in with you. You know, you can craft along with us. You can maybe just show us some of the things you make, or I'm like, okay. But I don't know. I still feel weird about it. Okay, I'm gonna get this glue on the back of my hand. But I'm not saying that because you guys are so sweet and left me very, very kind comments and messages about all of it. So I really appreciate that. Trying to see because my paper was a little bit short. I think I cut it a little bit short. I noticed that my paper was hanging off. I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. But I think I missed just that little corner right there. But no, I really appreciate it. And I know some people left a longer comment, and usually when it's like that, it takes me a while to respond because I want to respond to the comment in a way that responds to the comment, not just, oh, thanks, when somebody leaves me like a paragraph or two, you know. So I've seen your guys' comments. Thank you, the people who left longer ones. I will definitely respond very soon if I haven't yet. But yeah, sometimes I just, you know, I'll see it, I'll read it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to come back when I have time to just, you know. And then sometimes it takes a while to do that. So I appreciate your comments, but when they're long ones, I take a minute, and especially if it's an email, that always takes me a while. So thank you guys. For all the kind comments. I do the same thing sometimes when people ask me if they can buy something they saw on my channel, or like, you have this and I would like to have it, you know, and I'm like, and I always feel like I have to respond with like a whole explanation of why I can or why I can't, and usually I can't, but like, or I won't, because it's just, there's only one of me, and I know I have certain things, and people see my D-stashes, well, obviously D-stash is D-stash, but like, just if you know, when I was going through my stash of different things and organizing, but like if I don't put it in the D-stash, it's not really something I'm willing to sell. So again, there's only one of me, and there's tons of people kind of commenting or asking about those things, and it makes it kind of hard, so I'm sorry. So I'm going to stick this down here. Let me see. Right there. And it does kind of pop up. I don't know if you can see that. It gives it a pop. So you don't want your card to pop. You need this thing to pop a little bit rounded. Okay. And I always like wet adhesives, and you're just going to stick it on the back tabs. So I'm going to turn this on here. Get that on there. And again, it should be this that pops up, not your paper, okay? I'm gonna hold this until it's dry, and I'll be right back. Look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh, so like ornate. Okay, so pretty, so pretty. All right, so now we're gonna stick this down to our card base, or at least that one piece, and then I'll get it on the card base in a minute. Of course, I wanna go all through here as close as you can to this without trapping that. You don't wanna glue that piece down. That would defeat the purpose of the whole thing. But you can put a little bit here, just a little bit. All right. And that gold paper is very stiff, so I'm trying to work with that as I stick this down. I'm going to stick this down first, make sure it's centered as well as I can. And then here, and then this part, like I said, should be the rounded part. This should be flat while this is round. So just hold that down as well as you can to make that happen. All right, I'm going to hold this down, and we're almost done. And look how pretty this is. Oh, I love it. Under this as a weight. But see, the marquee serves more than just one purpose. Okay, standard A2 size card, 8.5 by 5.5. I'm going to fold it in half. Again, you want to score it at 4 1/4 if you want to score it. And you know, I do sometimes, and sometimes I don't. I'm gonna put this on here. Again, you can put this on a bigger card, 5 by 7. You know, your A6 like I did the other day. A6 are kind of fun. This is really gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna stick this down, and then we will do our test, but I think it'll be just fine. And like I said, because of this being on the back and keeping it flat, it's not gonna buckle, even though I used some very weak cardstock to start off there. I can see my card didn't fold quite the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. All right, I'm gonna stick this down, and we're gonna give it a little run through. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, I was looking for my pin. Here it is. Finally found my pin to go in this and not rust the pin it came with. I had a couple of those bottles. And, oh, somebody had mentioned, because people ask me about these all the time. So I had originally got these from Crafters Companion, but they're available everywhere. And then someone had mentioned that they're on Amazon for like a dozen of them for like super cheap. So you can always find little bottles like this. I think even like Ranger has some where you can just change out the tips on other bottles and stuff like that. So there's always some kind of option like that you can find. Okay, guys, moment of truth. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Oh yeah, and see that little junky paper? Since it has that backing, now it's not like being all weak. But look how pretty that is. I love it. And then if you just use the centerpiece, if you didn't do the back one, whenever you do this, it covers it up like almost completely. But since I wanted a bigger flower, it's just like that. That is so much fun. And I'm telling you, just because I recently did that little Santa shutter card, like I'm all in this. Like this is the kind of thing I like. All right, guys, I'm a pro at it now. I will see you guys in the next one. Again, thank you guys so much for everything. Check it out. I'll have the links in the description box. And since I always have to come back, I'm sorry, I meant to mention today is Wednesday, so they have their Wednesday deals or Wednesday deals on Tonic's site. And today they had of course they had a bundle that was gone before I even woke up. They had a mystery bundle that was 25 bucks. You know, I got up at 7. Well, I get up earlier than that, but around 7 I checked my email and I was like, oh, let me go check that out. Let people know. Gone. It was gone. The mystery bundle was gone. So I'm like, yeah, sounds typical. But they do have some other bundles of different things that you might like scalloped card bases, like to make like a 3-layer stand-up kind of card, like an easel card or things like that, and different bundles. And always, you know, just different things that they have on Wednesday deals. They always have their weekend deals that start on Friday through Monday. And then of course Craftstash, if you were to check those out. So okay, that's what I want to mention about Tonic. They do ship from a warehouse out here in California. And then Craftstash obviously is in the UK, so they ship from the UK, and they have all kinds of things that are really well priced, so it's always worth checking out. All right, guys, that's all I wanted to mention because I forgot to mention it earlier. Oh, and if you're part of the club membership with the Tonic, you guys already know you get an extra 10% off. And I did sign up for this club, so I should get number 35, I think is what they're on. And it looked really cool, so definitely check that out. And I'll have videos and reviews of that when that comes in. All right, guys, I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.